Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here. Welcome back to the channel for another update on Gala. I can see you've been asking for it. Everyone wants to know what is the next price target for Gala. So let's dive right into this. Now, in the last update for GalaGames about 2 months ago, we were sitting round about the price target of 5 cent and we were calling for us to move down to this 2 cent region. Now, as of the time of recording, we have really started to melt down. I believe from when we made the video, 4.8 cent, we are down about 48%. And we are heading right down to our 2 cent price target. Now, I previously mentioned in my last video that 2 cent would be the next bear market target that I've got my eyes on. And I actually have a new bear market target at a lower price target for you. So let's talk about this. At this moment in time, you can see GalaGames is hovering round about 2.3 to 2.5 cent, in which it's been residing since the beginning of November. So for the past month, we've been making lower lows, and then you can see we bounced up lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and it looks like we are rounding to the downside right now. Now, if we look at momentum indicators, it's pretty obvious why. You can look at the squeeze momentum indicator, and you can see, I mean, I have to zoom out so far to see the bullish pushes up in the squeeze momentum indicator. Massive swing up, slightly smaller, slightly smaller, slightly smaller, and this is where we're at right now. We are in an extremely weak uptrend over on the squeeze momentum indicator, and I say uptrend, we've pushed into green, but we're now pushing into dark green, indicative that we are about to fall into a bearish trend, meaning we should be tipping into that light red again and breaking down into new lows very, very soon. Obviously, if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I've been saying I think we head down to 2 cent. I'll talk about my price target in just 1 second. But in terms of the greater markets as well, I mean, if you watch the channel, we talk about liquidity conditions in the stock market, Bitcoin. Liquidity conditions across the entire market are absolutely overextended. And it's no difference with Gala as well. If we're looking at the MFI, which is the money flow index, this is basically like the RSI, but it also takes into account volume overextensions in the market. You can see since November of 2021, boom, lower high, boom, lower high, boom, lower high, boom, lower high, and boom. We're once again running into this trend line. It looks like we're getting ready to turn tail as we've been stagnating at this 2.5 cent level, looking to head down to my 2 cent price target. Now, over on the squeeze momentum indicator as well, you can see we quite recently topped out at 94. This was when the price was at 2.8 cent. When was the last time that the squeeze momentum indicator topped out? Well, it was all the way up here at 4.9 cent. When was the time before that? You can see slight lower high from here, but in general, every single time we top out on the squeeze momentum indicator, when we push above 90, 95 specifically, you can see we get absolutely clarted back down to the downside. I'm not even going to make a measurement of it. I'm sure you can eyeball and just see how brutal these capitulations are to the downside. And, you know, we're not even quite at the heart line in terms of both of the moving averages on the stock RSI right now. So, in my opinion, we've got a lot of room to move to the downside. So originally, like we said, the last video we were calling for a 49% drop, and since this video we're down 40%. And how far do we have to go until we hit my first price target at 2 cent? We're only 15.7% away. Really not too far, and this is where it gets a little bit shaky. Now, if you do watch the channel, you know that a lot of my videos, they're not popular opinions. I'm not here to stroke anyone's ego. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. And that is why when you go into my previous video for GalaGames, you can see, you know, at 5 cent, I've been covering this since much higher price targets than 5 cent. When I was talking about coming down to, you know, 2 cent, when we're at 5 cent, you know, people were laughing at me. You can see the clowns in the comment section. Hope you are well, bro. It's impossible to hit 2 cent. People were saying, won't happen, man. What are you going to do? Are you going to buy or what? I'm DCAing into Gala and it will make me rich. Well, this person said that 4 months ago, and the DCA is now down, what, since 4.8 cent? It's now down 48%. So congratulations to all the cowboy haters. It does not get any easier from here. This is why, once again, I'm not here to stroke your ego. I'm not here to try and be the most agreeable YouTuber. I'm here to have the best hit rate on YouTube. And I'm here to tell you my honest opinion. And in my honest opinion, this is where it gets very, very shaky. So look at the volume profiles for just 1 second on the left side of the screen. Now, you can see we've got a tiny bit of data traded at 2 cent. This is on the weekly time frame. You can see we took a straight rocket up to 2 cent. We spent 1 week here, 2 weeks here, 3 weeks here, 4 weeks here, and then boom. We never spent any time trading around these regions. So when we drag out this little cluster that we've been in, you can really see this is why we've kind of been lollygagging for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, because this is the last area of volume traded until we fall into absolute oblivion, which is why this video is going to be a lot more simple than most of my other videos. And it's because there's only so much TA I can do when you're dropping to oblivion. If you fall beneath this 2 cent, it is pretty much curtains for GalaGames. But I will give you a price target, of course. It's not going to be 0, don't worry. If we do zoom in, you can see as we do drop beneath this 2 cent floor, we do have a 1.618 Fibonacci, round about 1.9 cents. So it is a possibility we could come down to 2 cent, come down to 1.9 cent, and maybe lollygag here for a few weeks before that next major meltdown to the downside. We have a 2 extension Fibonacci down here at 1.5 cent. But what I've really got my eyes on is this 2 extension all the way down here between 1.2 cent and of course the psychological level down here of 1 cent. I know a lot of people are going to be thinking, oh, 1 cent is the bottom, I'm going to accumulate at 1 cent. I'm not saying 1 cent isn't the bottom, I'm just saying until financial conditions change, until something in the stock market changes, until liquidity conditions change, until something changes, you know, we take this one price target at a time. And in the immediate short term, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you, in my opinion, GalaGames is going all the way down to 1 cent, probably in the next few weeks, if not probably the next month or so. I do believe we're going to be down here by Q1 2023, coming into the new year. There's a lot of bearish sentiment in the markets right now. I'm going to talk about a few other metrics as well, which has helped me quantify this opinion. But like I said, you know, the main reason is because we don't have data traded beneath here. I mean, it is really as simple as that. I mean, look at this. Look how much data we had traded here on the volume profiles. Look at this huge cluster of data traded here. And we spent a good amount of time trading here. We spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks worth of data traded here. What happens when you move into areas where there are no volume profiles? Well, you take a huge swing up to the upside or the downside, depending on what direction you're in. And then you can see, as soon as you start falling beneath the accumulation ranges, like there was a tiny volume cluster here in correlation to this range over here, as soon as you start falling beneath that, there's no data traded, so you more or less just take a straight rocket ship to the downside. So this is why, you know, once again, you know, a couple of months ago when I was calling for GalaGames to go down to 2 cent, it kind of seemed like, well, for some people it kind of seemed like a stretch, but once again, this is no different than right now when we're sitting at 2.5 cent, and I believe we're going all the way down to 1 cent. I believe this is going to be pretty rapid, and is really for the main reason because there is no data traded beneath 2 cent. I mean, how many of you are going to be like, oh, let me buy at 1.83 cent or 1.5 cent? No, no one's going to be doing that. As soon as you fall beneath the 2 cent floor, you're going to absolutely capitulate to the downside and start melting through the floorboards. And once again, this is why the 1 cent price target down here makes the most sense to me in the immediate short term. As we do come down to this 1 cent, I will, of course, reevaluate the markets and let you know what my thoughts are currently on GalaGames. Do I think 1 cent is going to be the absolute bottom, or do I think we're going to go lower? Of course, I will update you closer to the time. The other reason is that the whole point of GalaGames is to create, you know, NFT-based games on the blockchain, build them on Web3, etc. And, you know, just go on Google Trends, look at how NFTs are searching. NFTs are relatively niche in of themselves, and you can see we went from about 100 points all the way back in January at the start of the year, all the way down to 11, meaning that interest in NFTs have dropped by about 90%. And then you can imagine something even more niche than NFTs, NFT gaming. I mean, this went from the highest that it was up in January, 100 points, all the way down to, once again, about 10. The last time I checked this was about 9, so I think this is fluctuating currently between about 9 and 10. So once again, you know, interest in NFT gaming, which is even more niche than NFTs, has dropped by 90%. And, you know, if you do go over to the GalaGames Twitter, it is quite impressive to see that they are still building. They're still creating games, but the engagement is down. You know, it's not like too many people care about NFT gaming right now. And let me ask you this, you know, how many of you who are watching this video want to invest in GalaGames when the bear market lowers in? I imagine quite a few of you, right? But what do you think helps the ecosystem? Investing in the coin, or do you think that it's better for you to actually partake in the NFT gaming ecosystem? So how many of you who want to invest in GalaGames, how many of you are actually going to play any of these NFT games? I imagine probably none of you. Maybe one or two of you out of maybe like 1,000 people that watch this video. But in general, no one's playing NFT games. I'm not playing NFT games. I don't want to play NFT games. And I know most people don't want to play NFT games. They just want to invest in the ecosystem. And, subsequently, that is all just pumpermentals. So to have good pumpermentals and to allow, these altcoin projects, which are, built on hype and pumpermentals, I'm not hating on GalaGames. Once again, I'm not saying I'm going to buy it. I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it. I really do want to wait until this bear market solidifies because, once again, being extremely patient with these altcoins is the best way to navigate these markets. A lot of people aped in at 5 cents. A lot of people aped in at 10 cents. A lot of people aped in at the top, round about, $1. We've been sitting on the sidelines for a very long period in time, and we're all the way down here at 2.5 cents, about 50% drop since the last video. So being patient, waiting for financial conditions to change in the economy is definitely going to help you better navigate these cryptocurrencies. And also, like I said, you need to have, if you're an altcoin project that's built on pumpermentals like NFTs and NFT gaming, because let's be honest, guys. I like NFTs. My profile pic on YouTube is an NFT. If you go on my Twitter, my profile pic on Twitter is an NFT. I think NFTs have a use case. For example, it would have cost me probably more money to, hire an artist to, make a profile pic for my YouTube and my Twitter that I would have enjoyed rather than just going on, Solana art or Magic Eden or whatever and buying an NFT. So I do believe, there is some use case in NFTs, but let's be honest, they are purely built on pumpermentals. They have not too many fundamentals whatsoever. And it's the same thing with GalaGames, really. So to have a pump in GalaGames, you would need to have good hype, you'd need to have good pumpermentals, and unfortunately, when you come over to things like tokenomics, this is where it gets really, really shaky, because at this moment in time, more than 17 million Gala are distributed each day. What is the current circulating supply of Gala? It's around about 7 billion. So let's do some quick calculations. Let's see how many times the 17 million daily issuance of Gala tokens goes into the current circulating supply. 0.0024, which means approximately every week. So if we times this by 7, so we know the issuance every week, the GalaGames circulating supply is being increased by 1.7% every week. Or if we're looking at a monthly time frame, it's being increased by about 6.8%. If we times this by 12, how much is this being inflated every single year? It's being inflated by 81.8%. So you need to have constant money flowing into this ecosystem. Every year, you would need the market cap to increase by 82% just to break even. And how are you going to break even when, NFT hype is dying, NFT gaming hype is dying? Once again, I'm not shitting on GalaGames. I'm not saying it's going to zero. This is potentially, the reason why I'm covering this is because it is something that I will look to pick up in the bear market for the right price. I'm not a moon boy. I will find the right price. I will find the right bottom with a good risk to reward ratio, and I will enter potentially. Once again, no promises at this moment in time. I'm really sitting on the sidelines, riding this one out and being completely patient. But right now, it's not looking good. NFT hype is down. NFT gaming hype is down even more. It's a very, very niche market. If you do look at the engagement, it's not too bad. But, if you scroll back like, 6 months, a year ago, it was much, much higher. A lot of the partnerships aren't, really particularly going in the way of GalaGames right now. They still do have a couple with like the Epic Games Store. But all in general, the pumpermentals are not there, the tokenomics are not there, the fundamentals are not there, the TA looks like we're about to get rugged as soon as we fall beneath 2 cents. There is no volume clusters beneath us, and it's basically a straight ride down to all the way down to 1 cent. So like I said, not a hater of this ecosystem. I am a realist. I will be letting you know in the future if this is something that I want to buy. But for right now, my friends, I do believe we've got another 57% drop coming all the way down to 1 cent. As always, if you do enjoy this no nonsense, no BS approach to the market, be sure to let me know down below by hitting that like button, leave a comment, share the videos with your friends. If you do want to follow me over on Twitter for more economic data, memes, etc., more about my personal life, it is here at 618_cowboy. Also, do make sure you come and join the Discord. We've got more than 1,200 members right now. If you click on my YouTube and click on the About page, you can see Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and official merch is all linked down below. Hope you enjoyed the video, my friends. As always, it's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out.